Welcome to the BHHcast. Jamie Bendel, Jamie Hernan, Adam Higgs.
Sheep, dinner bell, let's go. It's feeding time. Gonna be a fun night.
What's up,
Taka
Sheep?
Taka. If I had a make-a-wish to wish, I think I might do ring announcer.
That's a pretty cool. That would be a pretty fun
Like
job.
a main event kind of ring announcer thing.
Yeah.
Semi-pro?
No, I want to go big event. I watched a big UFC event the other day, and I was underwhelmed by the guy.
So you're going to do that in a bikini? Or is that the card?
No, that's the card person.
Oh.
Yeah,
That's the card person.
I like how you were inclusive there, though.
I
Card person.
actually had to think for a minute. I was like, what? Oh, yeah. You know what?
Actually, now that we think about that, why are there not like male models?
Ring dudes?
Yeah, that do the girl fights. Like, you know, the UFC, they have those, like that Roxy girl or Ronda
Rousey?
Ronda Rousey.
Ronda Rousey, thank you. And she
By the
kicks
way,
ass.
we're also going to have to edit this out.
Yeah.
Because it's kind of undermining credibility within the community. To be like, I can't listen to these guys.
Yeah.
They're
Don't even know
clueless
Ronda.
about the particular names of the people.
Point is,
Which,
is
by
that
the way,
they should have dudes walking
total
around.
sign of maturity. I mean, let us get to the age where we start misnaming celebrities.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, wait.
Have
past
you
that
guys
age.
seen that Lethal Weapon movie with that Michael Gibson?
The Gibson, the Michael.
All right, now say it again. This time you know it's Ronda Rousey. Be confident. Go at him.
So I think they should actually start doing guys, like model guys who do the girl fights, right? Because I've seen like this UFC stuff where like Ronda Rousey and her group, you know, she fights people, but they should have dudes come in. Like just like we have, just like in the guy fights, they have females in bikinis. You should have dudes walking around in bathing suits. Maybe even Brazilians. I don't know.
Brazilian dudes?
No, Brazilian, like those thong things, like the banana hammock thing.
Oh.
Yeah. Just get it all, you know, let's just get some equality out there. Bring it the female audience too.
Have you ever been to one of those fights?
Been to a fight. I went to
A UFC event.
Oh no.
Okay, so I got to go to one, and I was surprised because I forgot that there are no announcers during the match when you're there, during the event.
Oh.
So it's really actually pretty quiet, and you can hear the sound of like fist to face, leg to leg.
Wow.
It's a lot of funky noises.
You didn't pull your chair up to the announcer and just get a little close so you could listen to what they were saying?
No, I was engaged. It is a little bit of a...
So they put the announcing in later? How does
Just
that
at
work?
the arena, they're just fighting. So there isn't any
Wow.
play-by-play in the arena. It's just the arena.
But
Sounds
is it
of
on
the arena.
TV?
I mean, I guess I was there. I wasn't watching it. You know,
Okay, I
so
guess
the
you couldn't
announcers
tell.
are doing for the broadcast. The people that are there are just watching.
But he did
Interesting.
record it and then go back later and see if he ended up on TV.
No. I knew I was far enough away to not be on TV, and I didn't see any cameras.
So I've been to a boxing match. I went to a boxing match in Vegas one time, and I was actually incredibly naive to the whole scene.
Try that again.
To the boxing scene.
Yeah, to the whole tuxedos, fancy dresses. You know, people get really dressed up for the Vegas boxing matches.
Do you feel like you have enough opportunities in life to get dressed up for stuff?
No, I actually don't. I think there should be more opportunities to get dressed up.
Yeah, I do a lot of like fundraising charitable
you do,
events
more
that
than
are at
almost
the stuff,
anybody,
but
yeah.
I don't ever go to them.
Do you have a tuxedo?
Yeah,
Okay, because you're not a farmer.
I mean, I have the tuxedo I was married in.
Right.
Bought a tuxedo for that.
Yeah,
Fits
still fits
perfectly.
perfectly.
And my style is timeless.
You did wear your tuxedo to the gym. Can we talk more about you going to the gym?
I've had a little bit of a rough go at the gym of late.
Oh, yeah?
Whoa, what's going on with you in the gym? Are you seeing another gym? Are you upset? Because I know that's a pretty big part of your life.
I think I'm kind of like in a fitness plateau.
What?
I'm looking at other exercises. I'm starting to contemplate other body parts.
Whoa.
I think this
Okay,
this all
yeah,
started with
okay,
the
let's
one-legged
explore
squats.
that.
I've abandoned the squats. I got squat shamed.
Squats are gone.
and I'm no longer doing squats. And I think, candidly, my hamstrings are tight, which is causing me back problems.
Whoa, what's going on?
I don't know.
Are you
I got
getting
issues.
old?
No. No.
Okay, good. I was worried that
Age
you were
is
maybe getting old.
Not a factor.
Okay, good.
Wasn't it about 3 minutes ago that we were talking about getting old and misnaming celebrities?
Yeah, but that's a different kind of old.
Oh yeah, totally.
Mentally old.
Mentally old.
that's a
Mentally
three-
old.
Yeah.
Yeah. Not physically old.
I'm sorry to
Yeah.
hear that. I
I'm
know
gonna-
that Jim will be disappointed to
First of
see
all,
you gone.
yes, while I am aging into not knowing what things are anymore, I'm also acquiring old men's strength, which is some of the greatest strength that you can ever have.
And how does old men's strength present?
You can lift cars in an emergency.
Oh, Have you done
Are you
that?
not familiar with old man strength?
No. Have you done that? Have you lifted cars in an
No, I'm not
emergency?
that old, and I haven't been presented with the emergency.
Oh, but if there were one, you couldn't do it because you're not old enough?
Maybe not.
Okay, you got to get older.
You have to be at a certain age where you have crazy old man strength.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
You will definitely get the crazy old man strength. You got the crazy midlife strength.
It just could be crisis. It just could be regular old midlife crisis.
Is why you're not going to the gym, or is why you work out so much?
Oh, I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah, that's
those two
interesting.
things are
That's where
related.
we
That's
really
a different.
Can,
That's
yeah.
probably a different episode.
No, but let's delve. I mean, well, like someday
go-
we're going to
yeah.
delve
Oh,
into
that's
that
good. Yeah.
as to whether not tonight.
Yeah,
Clearly not tonight.
In this studio, there's a black box that we should not open.
Yeah.
So I
By the way,
understand
if you're going to go ahead and sign up for the Patreon, and we're going to be talking about Jamie and his midlife crisis.
On the couch with Jamie.
Yeah.
So I heard that you wanted to be a ring announcer.
I did. I do. Because I think it'd be fun to come up with a catchphrase. I feel
I'd like to
I'm
be
in a-
just an announcer in general. Like I remember when I was little, I used to figure out home run calls.
Oh,
Like I would like to figure out colorful home run calls, right? Like close the shutters. It's raining cowhide.
all right. That's pretty
Or
good.
if it was a Latin American player, I'd be like, no mas pelota. It's gone.
I like it.
Okay, thank you. I've been still. It's one of those
Cowhide.
things that I've worked on and yet never really gotten to use. The guy who did the Red Sox game on Red Sox games on the radio would always back, gone. That was how he called home runs. Back.
Yeah, you kind of
Gone.
gotta have a thing.
Yeah, and I think mine. Yeah.
I'm gonna put you on the spot. You're the ring announcer.
What if you were announcing a fight between me and Jamie?
Well, you need the phrase that's the
Praise
go
the
phrase.
pays.
So what's the go phrase? Ready and go.
Boom time!
Wow, that was really good though.
That was good.
It was the first draft. That's,
Yeah.
But that's
No, it was really good.
It was
be up
good.
there in the
No, like really good.
pantheon of stuff.
Yeah, I wouldn't put it at the top of the pyramid,
No,
but close.
but it's undercard right now.
Yeah. Oh,
I'm working
Boomtown.
towards the main event.
Oh, unreal. And that's just off the cuff.
I haven't studied it enough to know when does the phrase go? Is it the first thing that you say, or is it the last thing you say?
I think if you came first with Boomtown and then said, "All right, guys,
Boom time.
boom time."
I don't know. It was something. It was guttural.
Okay.
It was from the core.
good.
If you can't start with that
I was
and
so
then go
moved, I
to
can't even remember
No, I think you do.
instructions
You'd be
on
like,
the fight.
And now from the turn and up to bada and into boopity-gana. Right? That's kind of the
Yeah.
melody of it.
I actually would like to see you announce a fight with exactly that script.
Oh, with just the
A lot of
nonsense?
people in the back, yeah, they'd be like, this guy's good.
This guy's good. I don't know what he's saying because the acoustics in here suck, but it's really good.
All right, so okay. Speaking of so here, before we go too much further, I don't want to lose the thread on this.
No.
Okay. I've been thinking a lot about like what is your rally song? What is the intro song? People always talk about not hype songs, theme songs, but when you're in your car and the song that you've been looking forward to hearing comes on the radio or is on your playlist or whatever it is, what part of your car do you play as an instrument?
Steering wheel.
Is the steering wheel
Yeah.
like thumb in your steering? Or is
So
it,
oftentimes the steering wheel will become the drums, as well as when I like to scratch it up, like when I scratch, a little scratch.
okay.
Yeah, when I during the
Wait, you're
Usually-
using your steering wheel as a record, like
Yeah.
to scratch like a DJ?
when I scratch. Yeah,
Nice.
All right. How about you?
Do you wreck when you do the little scratch?
you don't actually turn the wheel; you just kind of roll your hand over the wheel without, impacting the turn.
Yeah. I mean, it depends on the song, right? Because the steering wheel is definitely the go-to, just kind
What
of
do
the
you?
fingers.
I mean,
But dashboard. I mean, if the song is really, if you're
go
really
all the
feeling
way
it,
up dashboard?
you go all the way up over the steering
I mean,
wheel.
if it's a good enough song.
See, I would think dashboard is only keyboard.
It feels dangerous.
It also feels like only one-handed keyboard. I'm not going two-hand keyboard over
Over a steering wheel?
steering wheel.
I mean, your knees can drive.
What are you hitting?
So depending on what it is, I will either play like 3 o'clock to 6 o'clock on the steering wheel. Mm-hmm. So I'm definitely 3 o'clock to 6 o'clock as guitar.
Got it.
I'm also console shifter as guitar. So thumb on top of shifter, body of shifter, strings.
Nice.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's kind of the go-to.
Yeah, you're bringing it down here to the shifter. The one hand's on the shifter.
Left hand, 9 o'clock to 12 o'clock.
Yeah,
most likely.
With you.
That's like the frets,
That's legit.
right? The neck,
Yeah.
I assume. Shifter, threads, strings, body,
Wow.
I guess.
No, that's cool. I get it.
Right? Depends on the song, obviously.
What if you were driving the car in England?
I'm assuming probably fewer songs that I like to play guitar to come on.
Interesting. Do you think because you're in England, there's less songs that you might like, or?
No, but probably in a pinch, I could go door handle for guitar string. I'd probably go hand inside thread.
Yeah, because you can't play left-handed.
I wouldn't reverse it.
You can't go left-handed car guitar?
He's either got.
No, you're not a. You don't.
Yeah, you can't play goofy-handed.
I'm not going goofy hand.
Yeah.
I'm trying to focus.
What do you
on
think?
driving on the wrong side of the road to begin with.
Yeah,
I'm not gonna
goofy-handed
try
guitar. It's so crazy.
Yeah.
It's just crazy.
But you know what I could go? Goofy bass. Less to do.
Stand-up bass?
No. Seated bass.
Yeah.
You know what I think would be a great bassist if animals could play musical instruments? Kangaroos. Because they got the stubby arms. They'd be great bassists. Yeah, they just seem like they're built like bassists.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, they kind of actually look a bit like a stand-up bass.
Oh, yeah.
Long
I see
torso.
it.
I'm feeling giraffe on the stand-up bass.
No.
T-Rex, terrible
No,
bass.
their hands are all. Everything is the giraffe. Kangas are up. They got things that they can.
You do realize that giraffes stand on their hooves,
they
right?
They stand up on their 2 feet.
It doesn't work at all, Jamie.
Use their tail. They're on their tail, right? Like the way everybody leans back.
Somewhere in
Have
this
you ever
world.
Have you ever seen like a giraffe reach out and grab food? No, it just uses that big neck, grabs some leaves, and it's done.
Speaking of which, you know what I feel terrible about in COVID times?
You're being limiting to giraffes.
You are.
You are.
I'm being realistic about what giraffes are capable of musically.
Yeah. Don't be
think
cruel
it's-
to the giraffe.
don't
Don't
be
put a guitar in
quick
front of him and ask him to play. He'd fall down.
Yeah. Song came on right now. What would be your full I'm playing this song in my car song instrumentally?
Oh, so I'm a big fan of Master and Puppets, Metallica, of the drums in that. Like, so that does. I'm not using a turntable in that one, which I was just saying I was using a turntable, but I'm using. It's one of the best, and I like how it's bum. Bum, 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 you know, and it's just bum, bum, bum. I had a buddy in college who could do it just nuts good.
Spot on.
And he would get up and taunt the audience, you know, spinning his sticks. And then he would throw the sticks up, catch the sticks, and dig it. Oh, it's perfect. Yeah.
You?
Ave Maria?
I mean, it's just, he does it
All
all
right.
the time.
So since you raised it, I will tell you, I have matured into girl pop.
Oh,
There are some times where there'll be a song on, and I don't know if it's because I've had daughters growing up or whatever, but I'm like, I think I can feel this song.
BTS?
Is it
No,
because
I've
I
never
said
listened to
Maria
that.
that you equate that with Ave Maria with girl pop?
Ave Maria is definitely a girl empowerment song,
Clearly. Yeah. I mean, it's the original girl empowerment song.
right?
Yeah. One of the originals.
All right. Okay, so listen, Sheep, why don't you let us know what are your go-to songs, and more importantly, is there a part of the car that you play that we missed?
Yeah.
I'm a console shifter, 3 to 6 on the steering wheel. Those are my prime play zones. Jamie plays dashboard, keyboard.
Dangerously. Don't ride with Jamie.
I actually probably on a REO Speedwagon song or two, probably dashboard, keyboard.
Okay. Fair enough. I got the turntables and I got,
You got the
drum set.
turntables.
Yeah.
So here's the thing that I'm having a hard time with steering wheel turntable.
Yeah.
I don't see vertical turntables. I always thought the turntable was horizontal.
Yeah. Well, you're just
You're
not.
up.
You're just not getting out of it.
All right, we have our guest coming up. You want to stick around and listen to it? This is the BHHcast.
Hey, Adam.
Jamie.
Were you a tough baby?
Tough baby. I don't know. Actually, I was a baby at the time, so I don't remember a lot of it.
Our new sponsor, Toddler Tattoos, is able to allow babies to finally express themselves.
Oh, that's awesome because they finally got around the whole 18 thing and the parent consent. Or are they one of these online tattooers and it's kind of like one of those 3D printers or something like that?
Yes, it's a 3D printer. You put your baby under the 3D printer, and the tattoo prints directly onto your baby.
You know, this is the future, right? This is the future.
And the great thing is the tattoos only last 3 years. Every 3 years as they grow, you update it with a new tattoo.
I'm late to the conversation. Tell me we're talking about terribletattoos.com.
Indeed, they are. The terrible tattoos are usually around. No, I'm excited about the fact that our listeners, are they going to get any kind of discount if we throw a couple babies in there?
Well, we prefer that you don't throw the babies in there.
Yeah.
If you use the code Terrible Tattoos, you get a free face tattoo with every body tattoo.
That's incredible. That's incredible. I can't believe BHHcast, Sheep, you've all been branded, so you know what it's like. So let's just get out there, get yourself a baby tattoo.
Nothing. I will personally pay for your baby's tattoo if you tattoo BHHcast.
Yeah, do the logo, baby.
Do the
Show
logo,
your commitment.
I'll pay for it.
Yeah,
It's only for 3 years.
Let's figure it out. Everybody who puts a baby tattoo or a BHHcast tattoo on their baby, Superfan Club automatically. And we get you backstage passes and stuff like that.
And a free mug.
Free sippy cup.
Well, sippy cup. Yeah, I'm not sure we're giving
What
mugs.
are we doing over there? Mugs. Who needs mugs? Sippies.
Anyhow, looking forward to it. Don't forget to get your Terrible 2 code in there.
Terrible tattoos.
Get those babies branded.
Not a real product.
You better get your baby up in that 3D printer so you can get some cool stuff on him.
All right, welcome back to the BHHcast. Jamie Bendel, Jamie Hernan, Adam. Hey.
Sheep, you are in for a treat.
It is special
And I'm not just talking the feed.
guest time here on the BHHcast. I'm excited about tonight's guest.
I feel like this is special with a capital S.
I don't know why you do that.
Interrupted
Why do
in the
you do
middle of
that?
the introduction.
All the time.
I need more time of possession.
You're
I appreciate that you're
yeah,
excited.
you just make additional work for yourself when you
Look
go
at
to
the
edit
sheep.
the episode.
They're concerned.
Yeah. Oh, they're getting habituated to
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
They know.
They
Oh yeah,
know.
they're gonna get to it.
They're like, oh, here
Don't
goes
worry about
Jerry.
it. We gotta get time to park the
goes
car, pump some gas, go get a soda, get back in the car.
Anyhow, before we were so rudely taken off track, we were talking about
We have a guest. We have our guest
Awesome
for
guest.
this episode. I'm very excited about it. Rob Messel is our guest this evening. Welcome to the podcast, Rob.
Hey, guys. Thanks. Good to be here.
So, Rob, I am excited to talk because we were talking before you joined the show about songs that when you hear them, you become physically engaged with them.
yes.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
And so I'm going to be interested to get your perspective on our assessment of how you do that. But before we do that, the most important question we have to ask you to introduce that is, what does it say on your business card?
My business card says, "Let me explain."
Really? Oh, that's the
Yeah.
coolest business card ever. Yeah. It demands more.
I think what you're asking is like kind of what my title is.
What is your calling card?
I am the air guitar world champion.
Awesome.
Now, as the air guitar world champion, do you go as Rob or do you have another name?
I have a stage name. It is the Marquis.
Ooh. Okay.
All right.
So
So
where
sometimes I go by Rob the Marquis Messel. I put it in the middle like a boxer or something.
Nice.
that is
Okay.
awesome.
Now-
Okay, so where
All right, so let's
first
go.
off,
Yeah.
I want to find out a little bit about, I mean, we're going to go to the air guitar. Where does the Marquis come from?
The name the Marquis was born out of, I just happened to be reading The Count of Monte Cristo the summer that I came up with it. And that was the summer where I decided that I finally wanted to do competitive air guitar. I'd been watching competitions for a couple of years, and then I finally was like, all right, this is too much fun. I got to jump in. So I just happened to be reading that book, and I thought, oh man, it'd be fun to dress up like one of these guys, like an 18th century French aristocrat. And then I started rolling around my head like, okay, what would I be called? Would I be like the air aristocrat? And then I was like, nah, that's too cheesy.
Pretty.
And so the next thing that came out was the Marquis. So then that just stuck. And then I decided to like kind of tweak the costume a little bit because about a week after I came up with that name, I was watching the Air Guitar World Championships via the internet because they take place in Finland. And a guy came out on stage that year with pretty much my exact costume.
Oh, no.
He looked like Mozart. And I just yelled, I don't know if I can swear on the program or not,
That's
but
fine.
I just yelled, fuck, so loud because I was like, okay, now I got to start over. Do I need to come up with a new character? But I decided to just kind of like meld a couple different worlds. So he had a little bit of like French aristocrat, 18th century, and then he had a little bit of like glam rock from like my childhood. And so I combined those. And then over the years, he kind of changed in appearance, and he doesn't really resemble that look anymore. I lost the wig, lost the makeup, lost the tights. And now I'm like more of a like bluesy kind of, I don't know. Somebody told me it looked like a caveman ransacked a thrift store.
I think the invention of electricity must have been a real boon for air guitar.
For sure. Yeah. The air harpsichord didn't really catch on very well.
So how do you get into air guitar? So you
Wait a
were
minute.
saying,
Hold on a second.
right.
Before we hold on.
You're
a
interested
second.
in how
I have to counterpoint that comment.
Bendel plays
Did they have
acoustic air guitar.
air guitars?
No. I actually think so. Hold on a second. My hypothesis is that as long as there has been music, there has been simulated music.
I think that's probably right.
So as soon as we learn how to make song in rhythm, we have pretended, air quote it, to make that same sound through our gestures.
Well, we kind of have an expert on the phone.
Yeah.
You know, I'm no anthropologist, but I think that tracks. That's logical to me. Yeah. So I think thousands of years ago, you know, someone was beating a drum, and then later someone else pantomimed
playing the drum. Yeah.
But once electricity was invented, then they just took it to the next level.
Oh, I mean, it could be. I mean, but you
but
probably
that's
had,
all musical development, right? That's, that's.
It's about moving it up a notch. So how
I've
does
never hated
one
you more,
get
Bendel.
into? How does one get into air guitaring? So you were saying you saw like the championship and you decided to make the plunge. How did you first get exposed to it?
Yeah. So a lot of people have different routes. I think one of the most common is either a friend gets you into it, they bring you to a show, and you see it for yourself, or there's a pretty popular documentary. It's been out for quite a while now, but it's great. It's worth a watch. It's called Air Guitar Nation, and that covers the birth of U.S. air guitar. And a lot of people saw that and said, "Oh man, I gotta get into this." But for me, I had a friend who was taking improv classes in Chicago, and he happened to be in a class with at the time, 3-time Chicago air guitar champion, whose name is Nordic Thunder, who went on to be a world champion himself. So he said, "Oh man, this air guitar thing's crazy. I got to tell Rob about it." So he showed me some videos, and a few months later, I happened to be in Chicago visiting. They had the national championship there that year. I watched it, and I was just like, "Oh man, I'm hooked. Got to get into this."
Okay, so here's my belief. I think that every person sings or plays along to the songs that they love and that they know and that resonate with them, and that when they are in public, they become far more self-conscious about that for some reason. Like, I don't know, like when you're at concerts, like you see people that are small space air guitar, right? You go to see the band you like and you kind of play, and you know, we were talking about like in the car, right? So Adam was saying that he'll use sometimes his steering wheel as like a turntable.
Yeah, like to scratch.
He likes to scratch.
Oh, yeah.
I was saying for me, if I was going to play guitar in the car along to a song, I'm between 3 and 6 on the steering wheel, right? Like that's kind of the sweet spot, or the you know, the gear shifter on the console.
Right.
I think most guys in a public setting, if you go to a show, right thigh between pocket and knee. That's your guitar spot.
Yeah.
Right? It's that seam on your pair of jeans that's enough of a ridge that you feel like you can play along to the song on that spot.
I agree.
So what's
kind of down low, like 90s, like kind of Green Day.
Right.
You've got it. Yeah. Just like at the end of your arm's length.
Yeah.
I think that's about right. For me, if I'm driving, I'll kind of cheat and use my my knee to steer a little bit and free up both my hands. DJing, though, scratching using the wheel sounds extraordinarily dangerous.
Well, so
this has been the
Can't
criticism.
advise that.
Yeah, they made the criticism of my scratching earlier.
Yeah.
And I'm not actually turning the wheel. I'm just kind of using the wheel as my, the hand rolls over the wheel. But
well,
yeah.
and first of all, I made the
gotcha.
point, Rob, that I've never seen a DJ work in two planes.
Oh my gosh.
There's no such thing as a vertical DJist.
Yeah.
That's like
I got a
jazz
turntable
hands.
and a microphone
Oh, that's true.
in my car. So
Yeah, that's like a
It would
that's
look like a Karate Kid kind of thing.
yeah, you're like DJ Miyagi, right?
Yeah.
You're going full swan kick.
yeah.
Oh, man.
So I've seen your show, and it is incredible. I mean, it's incredible how you clearly get so into the songs, and you get kind of it looks like it's a full guitar dance, if you will. So
Yeah.
how do you?
It's interpretive dance, I think.
Yeah, but so what are the things that you're judged on in the air guitar competition? So yeah, so what how are you judged?
The official scoring system has 3 criteria. They are technical merit, which I like to describe as not how much it looks like you're playing all the right notes on their guitar, as we call the physical instrument, but how much it looks like you're playing the right notes on your air guitar. Your air guitar, of course, can be like any size or shape that you can imagine. And that's the fun of it.
Yeah.
So nobody wants to get up there and or watch someone get up there and play be a total nerd about it and play a C chord and then a G chord and then a D chord. That's no fun. So that's kind of the way that technical merit is looked at. Then stage presence, just how well you command the attention of the audience and move about, use the space available. And then the third most important, most fun, and most difficult to describe is airness.
Airness.
And airness is one of those things that you ask 10 people, you get 10 different explanations. The most often used are, when you see it, the X factor, or when what you are doing ceases to become an imitation of art and is its own art form.
Airness.
I like it.
that.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right, so I have long posited, and since I've got you on the phone now, I can ask this question. I think that the best song for a non-guitarist to learn how to air guitar to is Bow Wow Wow's I Want Candy.
What?
It's very basic. Bow. A bow bow.
Bow down. Bow.
Bow.
Yeah.
A bow bow.
Okay, solid.
Bow. A bow bow.
It's a beginner air guitar
I
song.
don't know that you can win a world championship with it, but I think it's something that can get you off the ground.
Yeah, I like that.
Rob, what kind of point deduction would I get if I dropped my pick?
Oh, if you dropped your pick, it kind of depends what you did next. If you dropped your pick and then you reached up to the headstock and pulled another one that you had, or you reached out to the invisible
cool.
mic stand and pulled one out of your pick holder,
Yeah.
or out of your hat, that you might actually gain points.
So I did watch and just because I hadn't seen air guitar competitions before, so I watched the Finland competition of 2019, and and other competitors, sometimes you lose the illusion of the guitar, right? So they seem to use I guess they're wearing a over the shoulder strap to keep they'll put their hands in the air, but 2 hands. Right, and they kind of, and I'm like, what happened to the guitar? Is that part of the airness? Is the illusion of guitar important, or is it more just kind of like having fun with it?
Illusion.
Yeah, I mean,
How dare you?
No, because sometimes you can actually see, you can almost
can
see
see
the
it.
guitar they're playing. Yeah.
That's an astute observation. And there's different schools of thought on that. Some people, like my friend Eric Mean Moline, who's a former world champ as well, he kind of has the idea that your air guitar is sort of omnipresent, and so if you were to let go of it and drop it, and then you can reach out into the air and conjure it again.
Okay.
And so it's not that important. I'm a little bit more, I guess, heady about it, and maybe it's from an improv background or whatever. I'll just kind of am more focused on the object work of making sure that it has a shape, it has a form, it has weight and such. And so I try and like honor that and keep in mind like where it is.
If I dropped it, I'd be afraid of breaking the string.
No, I can always feel like I see your guitar.
Yeah.
I see your guitar. Like that's one of the cool things about your act is I feel like I can actually watch you wrap it behind your back and all that stuff.
So how many songs do you go through when you like work on song selection stuff? Like are you trying to find something that's a song that's going to be familiar to people? Are you listening to new music? How does that work?
It's a constant process, and it's anybody that starts doing this will tell you it changes the way you listen to music, because you're no longer just enjoying a nice rock song. You're analyzing it and assessing it for its merits as an air guitar routine. So anytime I'm hearing something for the first time, if it's like, I'm listening to it via the web or something like that, and I've got the ability to skip through it, I'm like, okay, let's get to like about 2 minutes and 30 seconds into the song where the guitar solo should be, see if there's something, in there. But it's constant. Just as the year goes on, I'll make a little playlist and move tracks that I think are good into that. And then as it gets closer to competition time, I'll whittle it down. And usually I'll make edits sometimes of like 2 or 3 different routines and start playing around with them and see what feels good.
So I've got a buddy of mine who's a comic, and one of his closing bits is he plays the lead guitarist in the band Chicago. And he talks about how he is the most underutilized guitarist because it'll be like, bam, bam, bam. You and I were meant to be.
Right.
And it's like
the horns and
one
everything.
chord at the beginning. And then he's got nothing else to do. Bam, bam, pow.
Yeah.
Right? All right. So question 2 that we have for you is a question we ask of all of our guests. And it is based around the concept of a meat and 3 restaurant. Is that a style of restaurant that you're familiar with?
Meat and 3, so like a meat and 3 sides, maybe.
Yes.
Oh, well done.
Okay.
Yeah. In your life, what is the meat? What is the thing, the organizing principle around which you lean into the day?
Ooh, that's excellent. Truth, I guess. Like being honest with myself and with the people around me.
Okay. That's awesome. That's a perfect
Truth
answer.
is a great meat.
Truth is a great answer.
I
Okay.
love that answer from an air guitarist.
Right? That's even better, right?
Yeah, right.
From someone who's deceptive almost.
Yeah, who's selling a fiction kind of.
Yeah.
Okay, now the 3. What are the 3 attributes that you would like people to most closely identify with you?
Dependability is important to me. Humor. I like to think myself as a funny person. I always am trying to entertain people. And kindness.
Perfect.
Nice.
Those are good
great.
vegetables.
That's perfect.
Yeah, those are great
That's
veggies
awesome.
that go along with that good meat. Yeah.
All right. So are you ready for the rapid fire round?
Yeah, we have a rapid fire round coming up with these are again questions we have not reviewed. You have not reviewed. We are basically pulling them out of the random fish jar.
All right. Now you do get to choose whether you want to go clockwise or counterclockwise. As we sit around this table.
Let's go counterclockwise.
You can also just exclude Adam altogether if you want.
You can't do that.
can't.
I'm
No,
so
it's
tired
in the
of you
rulebook.
suggesting that.
Section
You can't do
6.1.
that. No, there's no C.
All right. I have a question before we ask this because I was thinking about it on the way over. And so I have a playlist on Spotify that I've put together where it is all guitar songs, where I like the guitar playing in that song. I mean, in those songs. And it occurred to me, could you win a world championship in air guitar with a Primus song?
Oh, like basically just saying you would play Les Claypool's line, bass line.
Right.
I've thought about that before, not with Primus specifically, but like an old Chili Peppers track or something like that. Because I started out playing bass guitar in my like preteens and early teens, so bass is like near and dear to my heart. I don't think it would disqualify you, but I think that if you got to like the world championships, the judges would probably kind of look down their nose at it, and you probably get kind of like informally penalized that way. Just a little bit of bias.
All right. Because I was thinking like a song like Professor Nuttabutter, would be an amazing song to compete with because it has a lot of.
So, but and again, I know we have to get to these questions, but I do have one more I have to ask Rob before I let him go. I'd hate myself if I didn't ask. Air drums. Like, is there an air drum competition that goes along with it? Is it not looked upon? Like, how does air drums play in the air guitar world?
Yeah, are they the nemesis of the air guitarist?
Yeah, or are they just? I mean, or could you play together? Are there shows where you do it together? It would be
Well,
kinda cool.
I mean, candidly, before he answers, I would think it is less interpretive than guitar.
Absolutely. It's less of a dance,
You're
more
seated,
of just trying
you're
to
more
figure out,
restricted.
where the drums go.
There's a certain amount of mechanicalness, I think, that comes to guitar that probably makes it less theatrical in some respects.
Would you play it shirtless?
The drums?
Yes.
What is with you?
You could.
What
You
is?
could. But Rob,
First of
is
all,
there air?
you're developing a persona, right? So he's the marquee. You would have to pick out your thing,
Yeah.
right?
And you could be shirtless, sure.
You could be shirtless,
Maybe do a wig. I don't
drummer,
even know.
whatever your thing is, right? But it
Face
sounds like
tattoo.
you're already starting off being somewhat derivative.
But so, Rob, is there an air drum?
There were, and I'm not sure if there are still air drum competitions. They don't have an organization the way that U.S. Air Guitar does.
Totally on brand with drummers.
Yeah, makes sense.
Air drumming is a thing in the way that like AAA baseball is a thing.
Okay.
Boom.
Okay, and then
There's a little smack talk.
yeah,
I like
exactly. That's nice. And then
I mean,
why
you could
Finland?
do it, I guess.
Why Finland?
Finland's where it started. So they gave birth to the Air Guitar World Championships, and then from there, different countries joined into that network. And so it was about 10 years in operation before the U.S. caught wind of it, no pun intended, and then started sending winners over there.
How did the folks in Finland handle an American guy named Nordic Thunder coming over there and taking the championship?
They embraced him. They love him to death. He's gone back like every year since he won, and was officially named the ambassador of airness a few years ago.
Awesome.
Yeah, he tried to run for mayor of the town where the competition was held,
That is so great.
despite not speaking Finnish.
Yeah, but he speaks guitar.
He signed a lot of air declarations, though, as mayor.
Oh.
All right, so how many times, could you repeat as champion? Is there a point at which you get knocked off and you're like, okay,
Are you going to be
we've
like
had
the
enough?
Tom Brady and 14 times later?
Oh God! Can you stop talking about Tom Brady?
Relax.
There's been multiple two-time world champions. There's never been anyone who's done it 3. In the United States, there's been, let's see, I'm trying to think. Aristotle is the winningest U.S. champ. And I think he won. He had so many banners. You get a banner each time that you win the
Cool.
U.S. championships, and we hang them, in the venue during the show. He had so many that we had to consolidate them because I think he got 4 U.S. championships.
So
you can kind of keep winning until your friends stop talking to you.
all right, so if I understand correctly, pun names are embraced.
They are. There's a lot of like variations on rock, shred, air, things like that.
Like Aristotle.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Right, that's good. I might go as Plato,
that's good. I like it.
Yeah, kind of.
right?
Yeah.
No.
All right, speed round.
This is the longest speed round ever.
Yeah, no, seriously. Here
All
we go.
right, speed round it up. We're going.
I mean, it's an interesting guess. What
Rob,
can you
which
say?
way did you
I was
pick
gonna say,
again?
that was
Counter.
kind of a brisk walk, maybe a jog.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Did you pick counterclockwise or clockwise?
Counter.
Counterclockwise.
Yeah.
All right. Adam starts.
All right, Rob, tell me about a time that you fought for yourself. Was there ever
Man,
like a
I'm
rules
supposed to give you a
controversy?
speedy answer. Let's see. When I was took a vacation to Costa Rica years ago, and someone stole my backpack, and I lost my credit cards and passport, and I had to try and find a way home. And there was a lot of like asserting myself and trying not to get like ignored because I wasn't a very high priority to the police there. But eventually recovered some of my belongings and managed to get a a new passport so that I could make my way home and not
Right.
be a permanent
5 years
resident.
later, he's out of Costa Rica.
That's a perfect.
Yeah, exactly.
I am the
Like a
3-time
2 days.
Costa Rican air guitar champion.
Yeah, exactly.
Are you the mayor of a town in Costa Rica?
Yes.
Jamie.
I wish. I love that place.
All right, who is the strongest person you know, and how do you wish you were more like them?
I think my sister, I look up to her a lot. She is, we're similar in a lot of ways, very determined and kind of stubborn. She's incredibly focused and intelligent and very strong and resolute. So
Awesome.
I think those are characteristics I would steal from her if it were that easy.
Perfect.
Perfect. All right, my question.
Bendel.
What part do you want to play in solving a global problem?
Well, this is a great question to ask an air guitarist because the Air Guitar World Championships were founded as a way to achieve world peace. So the idea is that if everyone were to stop what they were doing and play air guitar, there would be no more war because you can't hold a rifle if you're holding an air guitar.
That's perfect. All right, Adam, next question.
When did a garden angel show up in your life?
Guardian.
Garden.
Garden?
This is a garden. No, guardian.
No, I want to answer the garden
like-
angel.
Yeah.
Actually,
Look at the garden
No, there's
my-
garden angels with like carrots and stuff.
yeah, my plant was on the verge of dying and started
Garden angels.
Guardian angel.
That's a perfect
Guardian.
answer. All right, all right. Here we go. All right, here's my question. Oh, this is a light one. This is nice and funny. What was missing from your childhood?
Oh, Jesus.
Is that the answer?
Oh,
Next question.
I like it.
Skip. All right. All right. What should we be doing to save the planet for our grandchildren?
Being truthful with, being honest with each other, and the other side of that, I guess, is trusting one another. I think probably the thing that scares me the most about the world today is just how hard it is to know what's real and know what's true and what's not.
I like that. That's a
perfect.
callback
Yeah.
to his meet and
And
three.
I
right
think
there.
all the other problems kind of stem from that.
All right. Well, that's a probably a great spot to leave it at after
Yeah, I
that's
mean-
2 rounds.
and I got to say, Rob, this has been a great interview. I would probably want to, I mean, from your act, from our discussion today, you sound like an incredibly cool guy. Like a guy that I just want to be best friends with. Like a Jeff
Likewise.
Prost, my man Rob here, Jeff Prost, me. Maybe we go bonita fishing off the Gulf. I don't even know. It'd be great.
Well, so here's the thing that I think. So
This guy's in Costa Rica. He's fighting authorities to get his stuff back. He air guitars like a baller.
It's
you know?
Mayor Rob to you.
Yeah.
I think that sometimes
Don't get jealous. I like you too.
No. What I was going to say is
He wouldn't go offshore fishing with you.
hang on a second. I'm about to drop some knowledge here, okay?
Gather round, sheep.
I believe in our heart of hearts, we all believe that we are world champion air guitarists in the privacy of our own homes or the privacy of our cars. And it's when we become self-conscious in public that we lose some of our
Airness.
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 And I
Beautiful.
think that we would all do better to bring some of the confidence that we have in private into a public space and just celebrate what it's like to lose yourself in a song.
Yes, absolutely.
That's what I would say.
Well said. I couldn't agree more. But
Awesome.
U.S. Air Guitar frequently says, it's part of our mission statement is to bring America's pastime out of the bedroom and onto the stage.
So, Rob, if people want to find out more about you or more about the air guitar competitions within the United States, how would they do that?
USAirguitar.com is the home for all things air guitar in the United States. There's the Air Guitar World Championships.com for the worlds. And for me personally, and my voice acting business and blog and that kind of stuff is just robmessel.com.
All right.
MESSEL. Yeah.
We appreciate it, Rob. Thanks for joining the BHHcast. Would you like to maybe state your position on joining the flock?
I'm all, I don't know exactly what that means. It sounds like there
That's us.
might be some like,
Yeah,
our listeners.
It's our listener group.
It's
yeah.
our listener group. You're either
Oh,
in the
The
then-
sheep, yeah.
well, like you would be crazy to not join.
Yep.
My thoughts exactly.
Yes.
Well done.
You'd be crazy.
Keep
not
on
to join.
rocking in the free world. Sorry.
I was trying to make a sheep pun. I don't know if that was lost on
No,
everybody.
that's
No,
good.
it was good.
I like it.
It was very good.
Yeah.
Hey,
Yeah.
All right. Thanks, buddy.
Awesome.
We appreciate it.
Great
thanks,
talking with
guys. See
you.
ya.
You got it, Rob.
All right,
Thanks,
bye-bye.
Rob.
Bye-bye.
All right. That was Rob the Marquis Messel, 2019 world champion air guitarist.
I got to say, the quality of guests we're getting on these shows has just been phenomenal recently. I mean, I think the flock will concur that our guests, I'm always shocked at the level of talent we're getting on the show now as guests. They just like to come in, and they're very cool guys that come in and talk.
I'd like to think that I put on a good air guitar show, but when you watch actually what these guys do,
Oh my
you
gosh.
realize there's another level of commitment to it.
Oh, yeah. Definitely.
It was incredible. Yeah, what these guys do.
Yeah.
And it is true with him. You can see the guitar that he's playing, right?
Yeah.
There are some guys that you can tell the difference, but I get the feeling that it's like it's just a really big party in Finland.
It's a great time.
Yeah.
And I got to say, listen, I'm a proponent of the greatest fear that I had with my kids growing up was the time when they suddenly became self-conscious.
Right.
Everything we do in life is usually limited as a result of what our concerns are of what other people think. And if you ever watch somebody and you know the songs where you are crushing it in the car.
Yeah.
And you look over and somebody's looking at you,
And it's also cool.
don't feel embarrassed.
Right.
Don't
it's cool
feel,
that
by
we're
the way,
celebrating this too.
sheepish.
Yeah.
Now, can you
Embrace
imagine
it.
if you pulled up to the red light and you're just jamming and the person next to you just
Jams
rolls
right
down
along.
there? Oh, yeah. They just
Let's
join
just
in.
go.
Yeah, go.
I mean, let's
Bring 'em
have
in.
more of that in
Yeah.
the world, right? But you look at these videos from Finland. He's got thousands and thousands of people in the stand, and it looks like it is exactly what you're talking about. It's the celebration of a bunch of
Music,
people just kind of letting their freak
having a
flag
good time.
fly and having a good time.
That's right.
Yeah.
All right, we are going to be back with our comic guest. Sheep, don't wander too far. We're going to call you right back after this. This is the BHHcast. Taka taka.
Guys, do you ever wish that you could have your pepperoni on the bottom of your pizza?
Every time.
That's weird because I thought I was the only one that wanted that all the time, but I've heard of other people, and sometimes they did like the pineapple upside down stuff, but pepperoni upside down sounds incredible.
You would love our new sponsor. It's yourpsycho.com.
Oh. How's that work?
Yeah. I feel
You are
offended.
psycho.
Yeah.
Go to hell.
You could take your judgment and stick it on the underside of my pizza.
By the way, if you use the code BHHcast on yourpsycho.com,
Doesn't work.
it doesn't work. 'Cause
Doesn't
our sheep ain't
work.
psychos. Too cool for school.
Invalid code.
Bah.
Invalid code.
Not a real product.
Sheep, you know you don't go to those because you aren't psychos. You're just good sheep.
All right, welcome back to the BHHcast. Sheep, Jamie Bendel, Jamie Hernan, Adam. Hey.
Ding-a-ling-a-ling-a-ling.
We are joined by our comic guest for this show. Very excited about it. Pretty prolific as far as a resume goes. I'm really happy to call him a personal friend, Mr. John Heffron. John, welcome to the show.
Thank you so much. I thought about you the other day. I was at a restaurant. I don't know if there's speakeasies now with Corona going on in Michigan. Like, I don't know what restaurants are allowed to be open.
Mm-hmm.
But it's kind of weird. You have to like do a secret knock and then you walk in and you get hamburgers and fries or a haircut. It's weird. There's not even booze or drugs involved. But I walked out and I saw across the street was this old auto, like it was literally called Old Autos or something. And it was like the truck from Cobra Kai. There were some old school Suburbans, Broncos, exactly up our alley.
Yes.
We send trucks to each other. But it was, I think, 8 degrees, and I just got done eating outside in 8-degree weather. So I was over being outside, or I would have taken a video and even looked at the prices on some of these, but they were all, I'll go back there. I figured what away, but I was freezing. My hands were too cold to even grab my
not
phone.
good.
But anyway, yeah.
So check this out. So earlier,
No. Are you seeing someone else where you send cars to them?
Who, me?
Yeah, because I thought that was something you and I did. That's bullshit.
Listen,
Are you telling me that you're with this? You're sending trucks to this guy, to John? Because I thought I was your car guy.
I don't send the same cars to more than one person.
That's what they all say. I bet you do. Are you getting a lot of Jeeps, John? Do you get a lot of souped up Jeeps?
Just listen. I'm just sending trucks. I mean, they're just work trucks.
Yeah.
I mean, what? It's just work trucks. It's not like personal. I mean, yeah. Okay. Oh, I'm not allowed to look at other trucks when you. Why? What motorcycles are you sending to somebody?
This is outrageous.
Let me see yours. Yeah. Who are you? Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay, Jamie. That's cool. I get where we are.
Yeah.
By the way, John, you're not the only one. There's others. Yeah. There's others.
Yeah. That's his move.
That's his move.
That's my move. That is my move.
Okay.
Well, so check this out, John. Earlier this episode, we were talking with a guy who was the world champion air guitarist.
Okay.
He was United States. He's the current reigning.
Yeah.
He was the United States winner, and then he went to Finland and won the world champion.
Okay.
Shit.
All right. So now, my question to you is, when you're in the car and a guitar song comes on that you want to play along to, what part of the car are you playing?
Oh, probably, obviously the steering wheel. Because I think when I'm in a car, I'm more of an air drummer, but not a drummer. I got some good beats, like when your turn signal's on, it's doing that. I can play beats within that.
Solid.
Very rarely do I air guitar. I air trombone, probably more than I air guitar.
Okay.
Interesting. I've never seen an air tromboner.
Which song?
Which song are you? Well, so there's probably.
Damn it.
There's two trombone songs. Yeah, but what song do I air? What song do I?
But that's so you play the wheel.
Well, I was going to ask you what song you do the air trombone to. Adam had to say air tromboner, and it threw me off.
What's a real thing? Honestly, almost never in the car.
So I air trombone to I'm sure Kenny Loggins, Footloose. Because
Preach.
when I was in high school, I'm going to age myself, but I've already outed myself as a band nerd. But we played Footloose, and I know the trombone part throughout the whole song is da na 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 na, and you just repeat that. So when I hear Footloose, the only thing I think of is how I had to play that in high school. And I think when Footloose comes around, I try to remember second position, fourth, fifth, and then, I was little then, so I had to reach for sixth and then slide it back up. So I actually play air trombone to Footloose.
Okay, but you're a real trombone player too.
Can you safely get it to sixths while driving?
It's hard, and then what becomes a pain is luckily I have WeatherTech matches when I clear the spit valve.
Oh, that's good. That's what you got to have, though.
That's commitment. That is commitment to the air guitar.
You should have seen the car before you got those.
And what sucks is I'm like fourth chair car trombonist, so I don't even get to sit in the front seat. I'm kind of in the back. I'm in the back.
In the driver's head.
So I was actually, just while you're thinking that, so everybody probably goes trombone the same way. Thumb in mouth, right? Fingers, belly button style. Trombone is probably thumb towards mouth, bottom of cheek.
Yeah, it's like fist in mouth, and then you have the big slide arm.
That's a two-handed.
Yeah.
Trumpet. So I think trumpet is probably the only one-handed horn.
Probably.
Now I'm thinking about it.
Well, yeah.
Oh, that's
French horn is a two. Yeah, sax is two. Trombone is definitely two. I think trumpet is.
I know. The tuba, you would do one hand, because the tuba you could put over. You wear it.
Right.
Or if you're sitting on your, if it's sitting on your lap, you could do that with. I'm sure.
That's so funny because just in mimicking it as you said it, I think it goes closed fist against. So I'm thinking all the other ones. Reed instruments. My thumb is the reed, right? That's what I always think about. Then everything else is closed fist to mouth.
And then if you are playing the trombone lefty, you realize you need to pull over. You've had too much to drink.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Pretty much.
Yeah, now I'm doing it. Yeah, I don't think I don't do the up to lips. I just around the fake, whatever it's called, the slide thingy, and then your three fingers are out, and then you do it. But I play guitar-wise, if I do air guitar, if it's a thing, obviously Eddie Van Halen passing, I would do the tapping. So if I'm playing fake air guitar, I will do the Eddie Van Halen tapping with my fingers, opposed to the stroking the neck doing that.
Okay. I see it.
Air guitar is a real thing. We never call it fake air guitar.
And actually, the interesting thing is you said you sometimes air drum. In our discussions with the air guitarists earlier, air drumming is apparently like AAA baseball to the pros. Like the air guitars, like
They totally denigrate.
Yeah. They pretty clearly
drummers.
denigrate the air drummers. Yeah.
Yeah, it's not and when I air drum, I do the fake spinning of the drumstick with my fingers. So I'll boom, boom, boom. But then the big thing is I spin it over my head and maybe point to somebody in the fourth or fifth row, thing. And then I fake throw the fake drumstick to the fake crowd.
I think
nice. Do you ever throw them up in the air and catch them?
Oh, that's a move.
Yeah, it's a move I use
in
Master and Puppets in Metallica. I do, just dun, dun,
Well,
dun.
Yeah, if we go back to the band thing, when I'm playing pretend fake majorette is when I do a lot of spinning and then I throw it up in the air and then I catch it. So, I've been looking for fake majorette championships, but I think with COVID and everything, they just won't let that big a group of people get together.
Oh, I think that's exactly right. Because of it's hard to keep the air stuff clean.
But the air guitars, the world championships are in Finland. I think the majorette championships are in Eastern Europe.
Possibly.
Yeah.
Yeah,
it's the thing. But that's the. But yeah. Do you think kids today, if you were to air drum in front or air guitar in front of a 9-year-old, you're a 9-year-old, not a creepy. You're just at a store and you start doing those.
Yeah. By the way, I want to tell you,
you're 9-year-old.
Yeah. One of my favorite jokes that I never ever get to use, but it was a favorite. We got taught. Our town throws a touch-a-truck event where they bring out dump trucks and
cop cars
and whatever,
fire engines,
and people love it. You know what? There is a much smaller crowd for touch-a-trucker. Way smaller audience.
Bendel always goes to the Touch a Truck show wearing a shirt that just says truck.
You were saying though, do you think with the 9-year-olds and the drumming now,
or guitar, if you were to play air guitar in front of a 9-year-old, you go, "What am I doing?" Would you be able to, go, "You're playing a guitar"?
I hope so. I hope my air guitar is good enough where the kid can see it's almost.
There's
some miming to it.
Nah,
almost.
but I think that there's so much synthetic music out there that it's all drum machine, right? So how do you air drum machine?
Well, I
Right?
can.
You're touching a pad.
Well, I
You
can
gotta pretend to be
DJ. I
on a
DJ
laptop
mix in
phone.
the car. I got 2 turntables in the car.
I
You
think
still
John's
don't see
point is
that.
well
I've
made,
done
then,
that. I've aired DJ before, 100%. I've air scratched.
Yeah.
And then what I do with that, I air scratch. I take my head and I lean it way far to the left, like I'm holding my one headphone
Yep.
just on my ear.
Yeah.
So
you have the hand up to your ear?
I have the hand and I do it, and then I move the dials up and down, like the levers up and down, and then I'll dance and just point at people, and then
All right, John, I know has my back. I was ridiculed for this earlier. Obviously not when you start the air drums, but by maybe the third song, you're definitely shirtless, right?
Yeah, and I have wristbands on, which is weird. I keep wristbands in my and I put those on.
Do you in the car? You always have wristbands available.
Yeah, and then also when I'm air drumming too, I do this thing where I argue with other bandmates of why none of my songs ever make it onto the album.
Why am I not getting credit?
I have air power struggles.
You're
with
like
the
Phil Collins of air drummers. Why isn't my stuff getting played, Genesis?
Yeah. So depending on how long the ride is, you may have an entire behind the music.
That's so right.
Episode.
Yeah. Then I have an air drug addiction, and then I have an air when we come back,
right?
A new life, and a year, So
the comeback album, the conceptual album,
yeah. So it's a whole, you take it to a whole nother level. Like anybody can play guitar for a couple seconds in front of people, air guitaring, but when you got to get a divorce, have to pay child support, and then you're on Sebastian Bach on Cameo every 5 seconds trying to make, it's a thing.
Can we talk for just a moment about the cameo concept?
Stuff, yeah.
Conceptually, I get it.
Yeah.
I get it.
Uh-huh.
There's a part of it that makes me feel. Excuse me. There's a part of it that makes me feel.
He always coughs whenever
He
we're
doesn't
taping.
need mouth to mouth, Adam.
It's
Stop.
so ridiculous. He always coughs.
It makes me feel a little
unprofessional.
It makes me feel a little sad.
Oh.
Something about Cameo.
Really?
Because
there's some people on there that you thought actually were dead, so you're happy that they're actually alive.
It's not that. I hate to say it. It's price point. You shouldn't be available to me for that.
Yeah, it's a weird. So I signed up, or whatever. You signed up right when kind of COVID hit, because I had other friends that doing it, and they're like, "Hey, dude, I'm making," and you go, "Okay, I'll do it." But even last week, I wanted to figure out how to delete my app, right? How to delete it, but you also get referrals. So I think I have some other comic friends that signed up, and I get a few bucks a month from them. So if I delete the app, then I don't get that free $100 a month, right?
Okay.
It's not a lot, but it's free. It pays for my VR porn website that I have. So since I can't delete it, I was going to make my price point a crazy amount of money, like $1,000.
So I think that comics
are
undervaluing? No. So comics, when you go see a comic, comics are available to you at the show, right?
Yeah.
So at the end of the show, there's an expectation of interaction. So I don't think comic pricing is necessarily disassociated, right? So whatever comics charge on Cameo makes sense. What I'm saying is a person who's an actor or
I think guys on there that have in my eyes, who knows personally, I'm like, doesn't that guy make like $100 million a year?
That's my point.
And I mean, mine was $48. Yeah, I just don't get the guy like that guy's a truth.
That's what I mean. Right?
Like, why is he on Cameo?
And again, if at the end of the show, and I'm sure you've had that experience, somebody hands the phone to you and says, "Oh my God, my dad's on the phone. Talk to my dad."
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And Cameo says, "Okay, pay me a few dollars to do that." Right?
Yeah.
Which is what you would like to be able to do at the end of a show. Okay? So that's what I mean. Like, it fits in the thing.
Okay.
Right.
But if you were walking down the street and you see Denzel Washington.
Yeah.
And you say, "Oh my God, Denzel, will you leave a message for my dad on the phone?" That should cost you $75 million.
Right.
Yeah.
That seems a little pricey.
Yeah. Or whatever their day rate for whatever their quote
whatever
is.
Their thing is, whatever their quote is. That's what I mean. That's what I'm getting at, right? It just seems like I look through it and I'm like, I shouldn't be able to get University of Alabama head coach Nick Saban calling my dad.
I think they should have to set the price, and when John does the cameo, how funny he is depends on how much money they paid.
That's a terrible idea.
Or I think it should be mystery. I think you should pay almost like an easy pick where you don't have to pick the celebrity. It just gets thrown into a pool, and like Uber, the celebrities can just pick it up. Like, yeah, I'll do a birthday wish for and just see who you get.
That's
you never
a
know.
great
Roulette,
idea.
or even like a celebrity roulette wheel would be great.
You don't know. You're like, hey, is that the girl from 80s and Up? Like you'd be like more excited, like randomness.
Oh, I thought you were saying that someone wants like a message from Tara Reid, but you just grab it. So you just do Tara Reid giving them a birthday message.
No,
you do you.
You do an easy pick. Yeah, you don't know who you're gonna get. I mean, it's like no whammies, no scapeo, no scapeo, no scapeo, and you're like
scapeo.
So you could have the.
So it's kind of actually
and
like
when you get scapeo, it goes.
So basically, what you're doing is you're doing like Cameo pool, right?
Yeah.
Where it's like so it's not like, "Happy birthday, Karen. I hope you're having a great 50th birthday." It's instead, "Happy birthday." Non-date,
or
non-specific.
Or it's like, "Happy birthday, Karen."
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Or you get to, I don't know, but I watch, and then I saw some YouTubers making fun of people who do cameos, because the cameos you do are public. And some people do horrible ones, super, super bad. Hey, I do really bad ones, but at least I put music underneath to make it seem like it's moving along quicker.
Right.
I put music beds and stuff, but it's and then you forget sometimes. It's the whole thing. But you know what? I would buy a lot of personalized, stuff. So I guess people like it.
Oh no, I love it. I mean,
like,
I like
the girl, seeing this girl who we started dating. She didn't know what I did for a living because, well, with COVID, I haven't had a living in 7 months. So it was kind of a weird thing that I met her non-comedy related, because I think everybody I've ever met, that I've dated has seen me perform first. It's the only, I don't have any game. So I need that as like a superhero power. This one is not. So she found out I was a comedian, and her first thing was, Eliza Schlesinger. And I go, yeah, I know, used to know her real well. But yeah, we've done shows together and all that stuff. She's like, oh my God, she's my favorite. So I would never reach out to Eliza to try to put in a good word for me to this girl. Right. Because then who wants to do that? But I'm like, I'm going to go to Cameo. I'm going to see if she has a cameo. I'm going to pay a cameo, have her say what I need her to say. And then that way I'm not really asking her. And then I can get this girl the video, and then I look cool. Or not. Judging by your guys' reaction, it's probably a really dumb idea.
No, I didn't know.
It sounds really desperate.
I didn't know if there was another part.
It sounds sad. Like, just reach out to your comic friend and ask her to do this. Yeah.
Is this your indirect way of asking Eliza Schlesinger to do a recording?
Yeah.
We had Eliza on last week, actually, and she would have done it.
Yeah.
She totally would have done it.
So actually, before we so we have the actual regular questions we ask of this. We haven't even gotten to at this point. Talk, though, a little bit about that experience with Last Comic Standing. Those of you who participated on the show, some of you go on to win, right? Mm-hmm. And there's others that are competing. But how does that work when it goes like from one season to the next? Do you look at it from the perspective of the season I participated in had more competitive comedians, you got a harder season, I got an easier season, or is it?
Yeah, I got lucky, or, the Last Comic list, it was on 100 years ago. I think we're almost
there's 1,000 iterations
when I was on,
right?
Yeah, I was on 15 years ago, but I did it when reality shows were very popular. Now we've moved on past that, but it was every reality show was, what if so-and-so lives in a house? And so I got to be part of that era. And we had, I know on my season, it was like 12 million viewers every Thursday. It was like it did really well. And you got to know stories, and some of us were, I was only 35 at the time, but the scale end of older. I guess, on TV. And then the other seasons after, I literally saw the casting for season 4 where they were like, we want young people. We want young, because they just wanted good looking young people. And you saw that the season, they weren't going to put some crusty 57-year-old road guy on that show. That would have crushed every time they were on the show. I think when Amy Schumer did it, she was doing comedy 3 years.
Right.
I don't know, like, so they were all kind of new. Like, people, if I went to a comedy club, I'd be like, okay, you can feature, I guess, on this guy, but that's about it. You can feature in July.
Right.
But yeah, so, but it was good for me, because there wasn't any, this is pre-MySpace even when I was on. It was good exposure for me. And then as it goes on, people watched it less and the people did less. I did like 6 sets on Last Comic I probably did 25 minutes to 30 minutes of material on my season. I know even John Reap, who won it, I think he did 6 minutes the whole time he was on the show. I know Eliza didn't, like that season. She did 2 sets at 2 minutes on it. Like now I'm talking like, well, back when we didn't have pads when I played football. Right. Like now I know I'm sounding like that, but there was a lot more comedy. And now like with America's Got Talent and all that stuff,
sure.
I don't know how comics get out there and do 90 seconds. I did Star Search before last comic, and it was I got the lowest Star Search score. Not history, but I'm pretty close.
Oh,
there were five judges. I think you do 10 points each. I got 2 points.
Oh wow!
Me and Roy Wood Jr.
Wow,
that's who you were competing against.
Those are the bottom feeders of the Star Search.
Yeah.
You competed against Roy?
Those are the two lowest scores in history.
Yeah, we were on the same show.
Oh.
I forgot who the other comic was. He got maybe 3. We both ate it so hard on that show. It was Winona Judd, this guy from B2K, this kid he was a kid. He was, I don't know, 11, judging. And he literally said to me, I don't get you. And, and then Winona said something, and that Zappa guy said it's not open mic night. Like everybody was, and I said something crappy, and I was so physically mad. I was just so mad at the thing. Then Roy gets on and eats it too. Like eats it just, you're doing the show at 11 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah.
And there's kids walking around in strollers. And so me and Roy Wood went across the street to this bar, the Something Hound, and we got so drunk that night, and we were like, our careers are done. We're on, we got 2 points on Star Search. We're never going to be anything again. And I went home to my apartment complex, and there was this old Italian guy who owned the apartment complex, and he was a director, and I don't even know what the math would be, in the 50s or 60s or something. A super nice guy, and he was sitting in a lawn chair just outside, and I walked by, he was shaking his head, and I looked, and he's like, why would you do that stupid show? That show's beneath you. And I'm like, okay. And I just went up, and I'm like, okay, I'm done at whatever the math was.
Right.
But yeah. So I don't know how people do 90 seconds or
it's tough.
So.
It's a different world.
Isn't that the plot of Karate Kid? Where he walks into the apartment complex and some old guy who's been there forever says, why would you even do that, Daniel-san?
Yeah. That's exactly. Yeah.
You started waxing cars. You got better at comedy.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, so let's capture back to the traditional format of our interviews here on the podcast. Question number 1 that we ask of all guests is, what does it say on your business card?
On my business card, the last business card I had said John Heffron, 295.5, your hits from 70s, 80s, 90s, and today.
All right. You're familiar with the concept of a meat and 3 restaurant?
Meat and 3. I am not.
All right. So the meat, obviously, you get to choose an entree. 3 is the 3 sides. It's a kind of cafeteria-style restaurant. In this analogy, what is the meat? What's the organizing principle or philosophy around which you organize your life?
Around my life. So we switched it from food. Now it's a metaphor.
Yeah.
Yeah, we got you kind of walking down the food thing, and you were thinking meatloaf, fried chicken, and now we got you the life.
Salisbury steak. Yeah. I would go probably, and I should change up my diet, probably sleep.
Okay. Sleep is your meat?
Yeah. It shouldn't be, but I'm kind of,
Interesting.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay, the 3.
Hold on, is that all kinds of sleep, like deep sleep, power naps? What's your preferred?
When I go to sleep, like that's a thing. I'm constantly figuring out math of how much sleep I'm not going to get, even though in the last 7 months I literally could have slept for weeks and nobody would have checked on me.
All right, you're 3. Yeah. The 3 is, what are the 3 attributes that you would like people to most closely associate with you?
3 attributes would be non-cologne wearing,
Good.
kindness, and gift giving.
Oh.
I only learned that because I'm dating and I'm learning about love languages, and apparently that's a language. So that.
Gift giving.
I'm impressed with your commitment to this relationship, though. You did the staring thing, you did the love language thing.
He's
She
not
must be a
committed
very
enough.
special girl.
He won't put on cologne.
Yeah, I mean,
Well,
thank goodness.
but listen, at 50, I know we're doing speed round questions, but here's what I've learned. Just everybody I meet, just who I would go out with in my age range, all have kids. And I really want to make it work because just memorizing new kids' names, if you're kind of meeting new women, is a huge pain in the ass. To the point where I might even change my dating filter where it's just women who have the same kid's name, so I don't have to like relearn. You know, I only date women that has a son named Ryan, and
right.
yeah,
Girls can be
Samantha.
named
Like
Katie
that.
or Jennifer.
but never.
I don't want to relearn and kind of flow chart. So yeah,
But just pick a name and tell the kid this will just be our little nickname. Just call him all Skippy.
Buddy.
Yeah,
Hey,
buddy.
buddy.
Yeah, buddy, big guy.
Hey, buddy.
Hey.
What's up, big guy?
Hey, yeah.
What's up, Missy? Okay.
Right, speed round.
All right, so now is the speed round questions. Do you want to go clockwise or counterclockwise?
Let's go clockwise.
Clockwise, starting with Jamie Hernan.
Big mistake.
All right, here we go. How do you best receive criticism?
Best received criticism. I'm confused about that question. Like, how do I take criticism?
Oh, you can't even answer this
How
question.
do you receive it? Do you receive it well?
Let's be critical
do you
of
take
him.
criticism?
Next question. Next question. Here we go.
Hey, hold on, let him answer. He's
No, he
formulating
can't
an
take
answer.
it.
He's
He
formulating
can't
an
take
answer.
it. He can't take it. Next question.
How do I take criticism?
Yeah.
It
It's too
depends
late.
on
It's
what
too
form.
late.
Verbal, I can handle it. I can't handle it in YouTube comment.
Good.
Okay.
If people came with a warning label, what would yours say?
Occasional bad breath.
Nice. Jamie.
Other than financial rewards, what else have you gained in your current work?
Free comedy club chicken tenders.
Nice.
What skill do you need to acquire to achieve your next goal?
Sword making.
What key life advice did you learn from children?
Throwing tantrums in malls actually does work effectively.
Excellent.
What belief keeps getting you in trouble?
I can jump off roofs and fly.
All right, so
We have one more for you, though.
Okay, so here's the last little segment that we do with comedians. So, John, we've discussed this on the show numerous times. I maintain that every comedian has a bit that they believe works, and the audience disagrees. It is a broken bit. So, what is a concept or a joke idea that you like, that you believe works, and for whatever reason, you just can't quite get it to work with the audience?
Okay. So I used to do comedy 7 months ago. I used to perform regularly. So it's been 7 months. I can't remember the bits that work. So let me think of, you know what? I've tried to do dirtier stuff before. You want specific that I can
but just
never.
something where you're like, I know there's a bit that you love where you're like, this is a great bit.
This is funny, but
and for
people
whatever
don't
reason, the
appreciate how
audience
funny
just
it
is
is.
not digging it.
Probably the most current is I've been trying to do bits about like having to pay my ex-wife spousal support, and it's kind of just about I had to let her go because we made some head office changes or some lineup changes because somebody broke a non-compete agreement. And anytime I bring up like money or paying like support, it gets weird because I think 90% of everyone in the crowd is either getting spousal support from somebody and then feel guilty about it, or it's a thing. So I've been trying to hammer that home, and I just can't get it to work. Just about how I was mad that I was paying my ex, and I'm paying for her apartment, and she's probably has boyfriends and stuff coming to that apartment, so I'm paying for this, and that really bugged me. But I kind of came to that realization as I'm about to go out with a divorced woman, going, wait a second. I'm at this somebody else's apartment. I'm just part of it. Just depends on where I am.
Oh, it's the circle of life.
It's a circle. Like I'm doing it. It's a thing. It's almost just like a Ponzi scheme of money. You're just laundering money
Right.
from. It's
Right.
the same thing. But it gets weird because then I think then I word it wrong. So then I'm kind of like women think that I'm saying all women get supported, which that's not the thing, or I'm doing, it's so yeah, I can't.
So do you think it's a gender related joke? So is it easier for guys to be like, it's weird to feel like I'm subsidizing my ex-wife's dates, and meanwhile I'm going out on a subsidized.
Yeah, it's very, I always thought like money jokes, like you can joke about relationships all day long. People get it. People point, that's so you. Oh my God, that's you. That's us. That happens all the time. You throw money in, it gets really weird, I've found. And that's usually what most people's pain point is actual money, is the money situation in the house.
Right.
So I think I literally always feel, or I just, or I'm not confident enough to do it because I try to please everybody. I'm very vanilla with my act.
Yeah. All right, buddy. We got to jump.
All right, everybody.
Appreciate it. Be good.
Take care. Stay safe.
John, I don't remember. What is... Are you comedian John Heffron? Is it johnheffron.com? What's the...
It's all over the place on all this stuff. So it doesn't matter. Text, I think this works for... Text the word John to the number 90210, and you'll get a link to all my stuff, my new spy book, all that stuff. But it's I'm gonna go now, and I'm gonna think about what bit I work, because I haven't literally thought about bits in a year. So that sparked me to remember. I should remember my act.
That's good.
Or I'm just gonna watch old tapes from one of my first comedy specials, and literally just get on stage and go, so what? I'm 23. I literally found a bit where I'm 22 or 3, and I go, it's going to suck when I'm a grandpa. I haven't lived through anything yet. I'm going to have to make up stories, says the guy who's 50, that,
Right.
We've been through a lot since I was 23.
Yeah.
And I do have stories now well, I won't be a grandpa because I'm alone and single with no kids at 50.
No, you're totally committed to this new relationship. You got the love languages, you got the stare down. I think it's going to work out.
Okay, perfect. Thank you. I appreciate it.
All right, buddy. Be good.
Take it easy.
All right, guys. Take care.
All right.
Bye-bye.
All right. That was comedian John Heffron. Terrific guy. He does actually a bunch of podcasts, so check him out. He has his own. He does some with also comedian John Reap. He has a book that he's done, so he's an author. Terrific guy. Go see him live if he's in your community. As he said, johnheffron.com.
Yeah, we'll have the links in our information section on the podcast. Yeah.
I'm saying johnheffron.com. I don't actually know that it's johnheffron.com. I'm assuming.
I thought that was pretty cool. You can text 90210 with John, and it kicks you back a Heffron thing. That's
actually,
cool.
if you go see his show live, and if you are any age, it's an entertaining and engaging show. If you are of a particular age bracket, it resonates in a way that's very different.
Okay. You heard it here, Sheep.
I did not realize how many instruments there were in the car.
No. Yeah, I honestly, when we said car instrument and he said trombone, I was pretty impressed with that. I thought we were in New Orleans for a second.
I'm glad we actually covered it, because I do think that there are two-handed brass instruments and single-handed brass instruments.
But to your point, I'm not sure there's another one other than trumpet. So
trumpet is only single-hand instrument.
Yeah, Sheep, if you can think of another instrument that's a one-hander, is the flute?
Flute is two hands.
Yeah, always got to be two. Yeah,
flute.
The trumpet is
piccolo, clarinet.
Awesome.
But so and how great is it to have a world champion on the podcast?
Yeah, we had a world champion air guitarist. We had a world champion comedian. I mean, life's pretty good.
Yeah. I'm not endorsing the philosophy of The Secret. Picture it.
Oh, I hear you saying that. Yeah.
But I will say that I believe myself to be a champion, and it feels good to be surrounded by other champions.
And Jamie and Hernan too.
Just champions.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like you and me,
I'm
and
not
then
saying,
Jamie.
I'm not saying exclusively champions.
Yeah.
I'm saying champions.
Yeah.
I'm going to edit that so it sounds like you're talking about the other Jamie.
Which Jamie? It doesn't matter.
We've had some fun. You guys can go back and out in the field, enjoy yourselves, enjoy your life. Work on your airness, right? Go ahead and find your airness.
Develop your airness.
And develop your airness, because I think we all need a little more airness.
All right, that's going to do it for us. This is the BHHcast. Jamie Bendel, Jamie Hernan, and Adam. Hey!
Sheep, you better get back out in that field. Watch out for that dang dog.